Hi guys, welcome back to another episode. I'm Andrea.
And I'm Morgan, and this is Opinionated Moms.
Okay, I feel like over the weekend we were rocked with some news that you actually sent to me and my sister sent to me. I had some friends send to me. It's just wild.
Yes.
Um, Tell the people what happened.
Wendy Osefo, girl, I'm disappointed. Okay, so let's break
Yeah.
it down for those of you who don't know, but like if you don't know, where have you been? Okay.
Yeah.
So Wendy and Eddie from Real Housewives of Potomac were arrested and released on Friday. So let's give you the long story short. Long story short, last year in 2024, I believe it was in April. Actually, you know what? It doesn't say 2024, it just says last April, so probably of 2025. They went on vacation to Jamaica, and when they got back, they reported that there was over 450,000 worth of items stolen from their home, including designer bags, jewelry, various things. So there's a whole police report on it. And then, of course, when you have high-end items and you're burglarized, you report it to your insurance and things like that. So they reported everything to their insurance to get all of these payouts for insurance claims.
Yeah.
But they were caught on social media posting items that they had said were stolen, including a ring that Wendy was wearing, a diamond ring, and a couple of designer bags. So that is what led to their arrest. In addition to that, there's also some email exchanges between the two of them. And it doesn't say who emailed who from where I saw. Um, but Eddie is the one who reported the list, and they communicated by email, and they were quoted in the email saying there were, quote, additional high value items that we can add to this inventory list, i.e. Chanel shoes, etc. I'm trying to get the total to exceed 423,000, which is our policy maximum. So I
Mhm.
guess they were really in debt. I don't know, they really needed funds, and they were just, I don't know. I'm so disappointed. I'm so upset. It looks like deputy said they found at least 15 items that are on their list of stolen items that they claim were stolen, but they were actually seen on social media and on the show. And I don't know if people know this,
Mhm.
but when you're on TV, it is a national show. Just like, we hear about criminals all the time who like flash like drugs online, or like,
Mhm.
they pose with stolen firearms and things like that, and they get arrested like that all the time. I have no idea why rich people think they would be exempt from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very sad. A lot of celebrities have spoiled reality TV celebrities have spoken out about it. Andy has spoken out about it.
He has? What did he say? I didn't know that.
So his podcast that aired today,
Mm-hmm.
he just expressed how disappointed he was, how surprised he was, how disappointed he was. He really enjoyed Wendy being on the show because he felt like she brought the importance of education. She wasn't just somebody with money, she actually had a career. She does have 4 degrees, so she is intelligent. She does do a lot of work with the White House. She was a professor. She preached a lot about
Mm-hmm.
how education was important for her children. I know that's a clause in her kids getting their trust. They must, I think they have to get a master's, is what it said. It was either a bachelor's or a master's. And it was just
Mm-hmm.
very important. And he just talked about how sad he was and he didn't understand it. He also thought it was strange when she quit her job as a professor.
Mm-hmm.
So I know a lot of people have spoken out about that. But yeah, and just in general, he's very upset about it. Ashley is the first housewife that has
Yeah,
publicly said something about it. She was at a performance and she said into the microphone, "This
I
ain't news
saw.
to us, it's just news to y'all. Zen Wen is in the pen." That's very
So
on
that makes
brand.
me think, does when she says this isn't news to them, is it like the the cast knew about this? Because
That's what I was wondering.
because Andy's like, this was news to me, like I'm saddened by this, but like did the girls know what was going on?
I don't think
Have
so.
they
I
been
think Ashley
knowing
was
something's
just
going on?
I think she's just being shady. I think because Ashley and Wendy left off the reunion still throwing shade at each other, like they're kind of like frenemies.
Yeah.
Um, I think Ashley was just throwing shade, and it seemed like maybe she was trying to say like this isn't news. Like I tried to show y'all that like she was shady, things like that. That's how I took it.
Mm.
I don't think she's
See,
saying she knew there was criminal activity or fraudulent things, you know?
sorry, I have something in my eye. So if you see
Mhm.
me going like, I actually think that maybe some of the girls were aware of the situation, maybe not to the whole extent. Um, because I honestly, I feel like I'm still shocked. I
Mhm.
watched yesterday's episode, and she's still very much in the scenes. And I like seeing Wendy's confessionals. I like hearing her laugh. She's funny, she's smart. And I'm just like, I just don't understand. Was it all just to keep up with the Joneses, portray this certain
Mhm.
image,
I
you
don't think they're
know?
gonna cut her out of the show though, because the show has already been edited. Like when they cut Kenya out, it was when they were filming. They just stopped filming with Kenya. But to go back and re-edit the entire series, they would have to pull it off the air. That's my opinion.
I think
So that's why I
I
think
think
she's still on there because they already have cut her from Wife Swap.
hmm
Her episode was supposed to be the premiere of the series, and
hmm
they've already scratched that. So I think if they hadn't filmed this season already, she would have been cut. They did pick up filming again though when the news broke about her and Eddie being arrested on Friday with the
mm.
rest of the cast.
It's wild. Yeah, honestly, I'm so disappointed because I feel like it's like she on the cast, she was proud to have her degrees, her education. I did feel like from time to time she would come off a little condescending, and I didn't always get the vibes she was like a girl's girl, if I'm being honest. And I feel like she was a little self-absorbed. But I felt like that's just how she carried herself, and it was her demeanor.
Mhm.
But this news, I was just shocked, and like her babies, like for her kids, like this is just it's so disappointing, you know? And I'm just like, why? Like, why? Was it all worth it? You had a great job as a professor. I just, and Eddie, happy Eddie, what were you thinking?
Happy.
You're a lawyer. Like, gosh,
I was
you
really
know?
disappointed too. As a black woman, I was excited to see. You know how it is when you see a minority on TV, like and representing themselves in the right way. She went to school, she got these degrees, she got married, she had babies, she's close to her family, and you see them doing well. Whether you agree with everything she does or not. Personally, Wendy was not my favorite on Potomac.
Mm-hmm.
I could take her, leave her, but just what she's accomplished, I'm not going to take away what she's accomplished,
Right.
especially as a black woman. I wouldn't take that
Mm-hmm.
away from her. So she did kind of get on my nerves. But like I said, at the same time, not going to take away her accomplishments. Like I do think she's a good person to be on the show. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, just to see, like you said, just to see her make the switch. I did see, and I can't remember who posted it, but somebody played a clip of the reunion last year. Was it last year or the year before when Nicki Minaj hosted?
The year
Um,
before.
yeah, the year before when she hosted, and Nicki Minaj actually said that she thought it was strange that Wendy left her position
Mm-hmm.
as a professor. She was like, "You left your position to sell candles. That's weird." I
I
was
mean,
like,
a
"It
lot of people
was."
thought it was weird. A lot of people thought it was weird. Like, this is what she's been so proud of. And I thought, okay, you know what? She's been doing this for so long and like being a professor and being in education, maybe she wanted to pursue things that were going to make her more happy. I just did not see, I didn't see this coming.
I
I
think
was
they
like,
kicked her
what?
out. To be honest, I always thought that. I think that was her saving face. I think they told her you
Mm.
either need to leave the show or leave here.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
because that's
Okay.
just I can't see a university, especially a prestigious university, being okay with one of their professors
Yeah.
being on that type of television show.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I'm just like, damn, what is her mom going to be thinking? woo, my mom would, so it's just sad. It's really, really sad. Um, and yeah, I like her on the show. She's not my favorite either, if I'm being completely honest, but it's just disappointing to see.
Yeah.
It's really disappointing to see everything that she worked so hard for, all those sacrifices that she made with her mom, her and her Eddie. I'm just like, was it all worth it? Like you're
So is Eddie still
independent.
practicing law? Because when Ashley said that last year at the reunion, she was like, "Is
I
Eddie
don't.
still a lawyer?" It was shady, but I also was wondering the same thing. Like, does he really
Mm,
go to work every day?
I don't think he is though. I don't think he is.
Well,
But I
not
mean,
now.
oh yeah, no, not anymore. But let's get into the episode, the premiere. They are coming for Stacy and her breath, is all I'm gonna say.
Oh, did you see Andy actually posted uh not posted, sorry. Andy said on Watch What Happens Live, um, something about her breath. He did like a bit about Stacey having bad breath, and I did not personally watch it, but it has been everywhere.
Okay, no, wait. So is he confirming her breath stinks?
He played some sort of game with Ashley on Watch What Happens Live. She was on there last night, and it
Oh
was
yeah,
it was pre-recorded before Wendy got arrested, so they didn't talk about her arrest, but they did talk about Stacey's bad breath. I personally
oh,
have never seen Andy confirm or deny any shade from another
I
housewife. So
know.
I can't see him being like, yeah, her breath smells bad. You know what I mean? He would just like laugh if it was funny. But they had this like picture of Stacey and it was obviously fake and the mouth was open and there was like green smoke coming out.
This is so, I'm mortified for her.
Yes.
I kind of, okay, it's all funny, ha ha ha. But if now, like, the whole world, national TV, on television, people know that, like, I, I'm, like, okay, I just can't. I would die if the
I
whole
would
world knew I
be,
had
yeah.
stank breath. You know what
I
I'm
I
saying?
would crawl in a hole
Oh
for
my
real.
God. And how do her, like, her ex-husband, which we're going to talk about, like, who now is back in the picture,
Her ex-husband slash boyfriend.
okay, do you believe they were ever divorced or getting a divorce?
I believe that they had marital issues, and I believe that they took time apart from each other. And I believe that she even thought she was dating TJ for a moment. But no, I do not believe that there was ever any like official paperwork or anything like that.
Yeah, she's hard to read. I will say though, uh, I like seeing her on TV because you don't really know what you're gonna get from her. And I feel like she brings sort of she reminds me of like old school housewives where it's like we're talking about her breath for crying out loud.
She's like Ramona.
Yeah,
Like she
actually,
is so she's like delusional, but like in a little like fairy type way. Like I feel like she's just like a little fairy. She was a fairy.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, but so I like seeing her on the TV. I don't even know what's going on with her and her husband, and
Who does she?
it's funny how Ashley's just going so hard on her though. I'm like, Ashley, you couldn't talk about what Michael Darby was doing for so long. Um, and like, I just feel like she's so pressed on it, you
I
know?
feel like Ashley could talk about it. She just chose not to. And I feel like she said a couple of times, like, I'm choosing not to talk about it. And then there was that whole process where she was going through the actual legal process. And you see, you don't see the kids, you don't see Michael on there. So I believed her when she said that, like, it's a legal thing. Like, I really can't talk about it. I
Hmm.
always believed Ashley because Ashley, no offense to Ashley, but she came into her marriage like, I am your wife. I don't have a career of my own. You know, I'm not even 100% sure if she went to school or anything like that. So she was kind of like at his will, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Stacey has her like her own career and she's made a name for herself and she has her own money.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like Stacey is choosing not to say something versus
Hmm.
where Ashley was kind of like in a situation like I have to tread lightly because I could come out of this. super broke and have no
Hmm.
custody of my kids, and you know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
not to be like, oh, poor Ashley or anything like that, because Ashley's definitely thrown her shade, but I do feel like the situations are completely different.
I just wish Stacy would be like, you know what? Like, it's a hot mess, but you know what? I'm trying to figure this out with my. I mean, I guess
But
she
she would
is
never
saying,
say that because she doesn't want to paint herself in any type of negative. Like I feel
yeah,
like Stacey can't even like poke fun at herself. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, she really can.
Just want to like I want her to like loosen up, like
I know she's
relax.
yeah, okay, well, so it's funny because I'm in my head mixing right now yesterday's episode and then the weeks prior. So you tell me what you remember because I don't want to like give things away for the
Okay,
big.
so sorry you guys, I did not see episode 2 of Potomac yet, because I got my days mixed up of when it was gonna come on. But I don't even remember what happened on the first episode because they all went
Okay,
together. Oh,
so
Ashley had her bloom party. She had her second. I understood the theme. It made sense to me.
it
Sorry.
her style does not make sense to me. I think I'm more like the girl didn't even understand that. I understood the theme, but I felt like the decor and the way it was decorated aesthetically, I just felt like it looked so tacky to me. And like not Stacy, Ashley's hair, and like her dress, I don't know,
I did
like
not like her hair.
her hair and her dress. I was like what? Like Wendy. Now, Wendy's dress, I felt like Ashley should have been wearing, you know? Like
Yes.
Kay with her little crown and like the beautiful, like just tight top, but like poofy skirt. Those two got the assignment. Ashley's dress, I was like, what? And her
Yeah.
hair. I just
Poor
wasn't doing
girl.
it for me.
Poor girl.
Um,
And then yeah, so and then they talked about Stacy's breath and
mhm.
the husband
Well,
and
yeah, so this season, this episode that you're gonna watch, we see a little bit more of Angel and her husband. And oh, and ooh, we gotta talk about. I'm just gonna give you a little tidbit. Kay, I like Kay, but she messed up because Angel does something. She just defends Wendy a little bit,
I
and
think I
not
saw
defending.
that in the preview.
She's not defending Wendy. She's just saying like, "Oh, but like, did you ask about her kids if her kids were sick?" And like, Kay didn't like that. And Kay goes back to Giselle, and she's like, "Oh yeah, well, I had to chin check her." And I was like, "I don't recall you chin checking Angel right there, right then and there. You did not do that." And Giselle, Giselle's like, "What? She got chin checked?" She addresses it to all the girls, to Angel in front of all the women, and Kay's like you could tell she's like, oh shoot. And Kay's like, no, and Angel's like, what? She's like, no, nobody chin checked me. And it was like, Kay, you said that story so wrong. You did not chin check her, and now you started an issue with your friend of 20 years. Like, is this what the show does to the
To
women?
save
Like,
face on TV.
I was embarrassed for Kay, and then it made me think, is this what you're doing with Wendy? Like, completely, like,
Yes, because we see her doing that with Wendy when she made up that fake beef. I was like, girl, I don't understand why they do that. Because like I understand you're worried about having a storyline and like staying on the show, but at the same time, like Kay
mm,
has a storyline. It's her non-fiance.
who she is back with in this next episode.
Right. It's like
But I can't wait for you to see this episode. It was actually really, really good. It was entertaining. Now let's wrap into, I feel like
it did.
my,
The color just
what the heck? I just look gray now. Now my
looked like
eyes, like,
it's like 1950.
what the? Okay, hold on. Let me see something. That was weird. Is that better?
That's
I
a
don't
little
know. My
better,
eyes
yeah.
are feeling like completely.
That's weird.
Anyways, let's talk about Salt Lake. Let's wrap up this episode with Salt Lake. Do you remember last week what happened? Main points, Lisa's lunch was a
Yes,
flop.
yes, 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 I remember. Yeah, her
Tell
lunch was a
us.
flop. And then they all were so exhausted. They were like, you know what, let's just cheers and go home. Like, we're tired.
Well, I will say I did appreciate Heather stepping in, calling out Lisa, calling out Angie, and telling them this is too dirty. You guys are going too low. You can't go for marriages. You can't go for kids. Don't go for businesses. And I like that she called them out in front of all of them. And because I'm like, Heather, thank you. Finally, like this lunch was a bust. Like I get what Lisa was trying to do, but her delivery is always so bad that like the girls are never going to see her side because she's always on defense, doesn't listen, and that's a problem. So I appreciated Heather stepping in. And then how did you feel when Angie did make the reference that Lisa's son's line was, first of all, there's nothing wrong with Walmart, but like that should be at Walmart instead of like on her shelves. Did you find that rude?
Walmart is in my tax bracket.
Saves.
So it doesn't offend me. I'd be like, yeah, put it in Walmart. Let me see if it's worth
Yeah.
purchasing.
But like,
But if Angie only sells luxury items, I don't know what Angie sells in her store, honestly. So, you know what I'm saying? Like it might be true. Is it shady and hurtful to say to someone? Yes. But
about their kid, about
about the
their
kids line, yes, that is true. But at the same time, I just feel like with Lisa, she goes so hard on everybody immediately off the bat. Like you could be like, "Hey Lisa, I think that was a little wrong." Well, you know what? Maybe you should be worried about the fact that you're a horrible mother because your son is at home sick and you're here at a lunch. Like, relax. I
hmm
just want
hmm
her like smoke something. Calm down.
I know.
So, because she said it to Lisa, I am okay with it.
I I saw I could see both sides, and I feel like that's where I appreciated Heather to step in, just be like, don't bring up marriages, don't bring up businesses, and don't bring up kids. Like, just don't do it. Just don't do it. Um, and what did you think of the scene with Bronwyn's mom and
Oh my
Bronwyn?
God. When I tell you that woman would be homeless. Cause ain't no way you in my house talking to me crazy. Like
Oh my
she
God.
was like, she pissed me off so bad. I posted that on Threads. I was like, I don't understand why Bronwyn still talks to her mother. Stop talking to this woman. Like, if you want to do something nice for her, I would put her in a facility. You got to go. Because that's
Oh.
in flipping sane. You want to tell me? She's like, and then I thought she was gonna say something nice at the end. Stupid me, because she was like, just because I don't say you're wonderful doesn't mean you're not wonderful. I just don't want you to think you're too wonderful, too good. Like what?
It's like,
What?
what's wrong with that mother? I think that whole scene, I was just like,
Jaw on the floor, confused. Even when she said she was like, she basically wanted Bronwyn to be like, thanks so much for watching her. And Bronwyn was like, well, if you didn't want to watch her, like I would have just got a second job and like put her in daycare or whatever. And then she's like, well, yeah, because you were so insistent about not giving her up for adoption. Like, Gwen is going to be traumatized seeing these episodes. How
and
is
can
she
you
not
imagine
traumatized?
like what else she's actually said like when cameras aren't even on? Like and cameras were on and
Exactly.
I would have been like, oh, cut. Actually, nope, nope, we can't do this. Like
And
I
then
don't
the
want
fact
this.
the fact that Bronwyn was like, "Do you think your way of parenting worked?" Because obviously I got pregnant. How old was she? 18, 20. She's like, "I got pregnant really young, so it can't have worked too well." And then she's like, "Yeah, but it worked for the other two."
It actually broke my heart.
Yeah.
Bronwyn is not my favorite, but I think it helped me better understand the need of her always trying to please others and needing that validation, even from her husband. I'm gonna be honest though, like Todd reminds me of her mother, in a way where when she's talking to her husband, I feel like her husband's like parenting her, scolding her in a way to me. But it just
Yes.
helped me understand why Bronwyn is the way she is. And that was sad.
Let me tell you something. As a former single mother, Bronwyn is one of my favorites. But just as a former single mother, it pissed me off because my first pregnancy was not amazing. Just like emotionally, you're like going through a lot of things. And then I did have a lot of love and support from my parents and all my friends and da 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 da. Da. However, sometimes you're just in a headspace where like you can't fully enjoy and embrace everything. And then once
Yeah,
I had my second pregnancy, you realize there were things in the first that you missed out on. So you try to relive them and redo them. Bronwyn never even got the second chance at a pregnancy. So
yeah,
that's just really sad. Like that would be horrible to me to
hmm
think that like
yeah.
that's what you're left with. That's it. You know what I
It,
mean? And you can
I,
never redo it. But even the story about them being at the Gap,
oh my God.
and
I was
this
just
is
like,
why I will forever be Team Lorelai and Gilmore Girls.
oh,
I'm
I didn't
I'm
watch
okay,
Gilmore
well,
Girls, but
you're messing up my example, but okay.
I know, I'm sorry. You could, my husband's
Fine.
always telling me that when he says jokes to me, I never get them the first time, and I'll be like, "Oh, can you repeat again?" Then he'll repeat and explain, and I'm like, "Oh my God, it's so funny." He goes, "No, like the joke's dead. Like you killed it. You never get it." And I'm like, "Excuse me? Like
But you
what?"
would love Gilmore Girls though. It's I don't understand why you've never seen it.
No, I've never. I don't know why. I never watched it. My sisters actually watched it. They were obsessed. They're still obsessed. They'll rewatch it. But anyways, that scene when she talks about like how she was buying something for her sister, but she's pregnant, and I just thought to myself, wow, this lady is so severely like sick in the head and has too many demons and too much hurt that I'm like, you're really, and like at her big age, no offense, like I'm like, are you gonna look back at this and like be like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Or are you gonna be like, yeah, I'm proud of myself, like I did that. And it's like, I feel like she's a monster. I just don't even
People
know
like her
how
mom
Bronwyn could have.
never reflect. There is no such thing as
N-
reflection.
No,
So,
none. I just literally I was speechless. I was speechless.
yeah.
Um, it was a good episode though, and then at the end, Lisa just of course had to be after they made up at the lunch, and she's gotta go send her assistant to go pick up the stuff from me. And then Venmo's Angie, and I'm like, why?
But
Why?
Angie was funny though. She was like, "You ain't need to Venmo me. You could have used that for your lawsuits." I know that's right, girl.
I just was like,
Oh, what
I'm
do you
so
think about Angie telling Meredith? Well, first of all, what's going on with Meredith's face? That's not the same face that she had.
Meredith has a new face every episode.
Yes. And I don't, she looks better with short hair. Her longer hair, she looks a little Caitlyn Jenner-ish.
Look, I think actually this season so far has been her best season because I'm telling you, Morgan, like nothing surprises me when I see her on screen and she's wearing a different makeup, different hair, different face. I'm like, yep, that tracks for Meredith. So like I actually think she's been looking good, better than she has in the past.
But what do you think
I
about
think
Angie telling, do you think she was wrong to tell? Because she obviously is telling her because Lisa is coming at her.
um I understand why Angie's doing it, but the interviews that I've been seeing from Meredith in real life right now, she doesn't believe it. And her and Lisa are thick as thieves. I think they've made a pact, those two, to like stay united. And I'm just like, Angie, like, and I love Lisa. Let Lisa dig her own grave because it's coming across to me like Angie's trying too hard. And now you're giving Lisa more fuel to go after you, and you know Lisa's gonna go full force. Like Lisa can dig her own grave all by herself. You don't even gotta help her. Truly, like just lay off. So I understood what Angie was doing, but I don't think it's gonna help her. But what are your thoughts?
Well, do you think that what she told Meredith was true? That Lisa told her those things?
I do.
I do too. And I think you're right. Lisa's gonna dig her own grave. The issue with women like Lisa, specifically on reality TV, because real life and reality or TV are two different things.
Hmm.
Um, but on these shows, just like how Phaedra and Kenya kept going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, or like
Hmm.
Adriana and Marisol, how they go back and
Hmm.
forth and back and forth. Adriana's always like, nobody believes me. Look at this, look at this. And Kenya's like, nobody believes me. Look at this, look at this. They bury themselves. That's why now it's coming out. Marisol is doing this, she's doing that, and we'll get to that later on.
Yeah.
And you know how Phaedra finally got kicked off the show because her lie finally caught up to her. Like, you're right. You just sometimes just have to let them bury themselves. It may take a while, but it will
Hmm.
happen. And then people will be like, dang, so and so was right all this time.
Yep. Yep.
So
Um, but I do think, and I think if I'm being honest, Morgan, I think all these women dig up dirt on each other. Let's just be real. Like they have it in their back pocket, and Lisa's just always using it on everybody, and it's just like just stop. And
I
so
think that
I
Lisa's
get why
problem is
Angie
she
did
pulls it
it.
out for no reason.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but I think Angie did it to be petty and she was just like, I'm just over Lisa, like I'm just so done with her. But it was a good episode. Now we're gonna wrap this one up and everyone should tune in for part two. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, save, subscribe, leave a comment, save it, share it, send it all to a friend, all the things.
and don't forget to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Threads. And make sure you guys are commenting on Threads because some of these opinions are mind-blowing, but I love reading them anyway. And we'll see you guys
Yes.
in part two. Bye.
Yes. Okay, bye.